Hi, welcome to the video. So I'm going to jump right into this little solo I wrote. Basically, it's using mostly major, minor, and minor flat 5 triads. It does add in a couple oddball ones, such as flat 5 with a major 7th added, a minor 3rd with a major 7th added, and I'll go and play it for you. Then I'll get into details and the tab, the fingering, the picking, everything about it, so you can try some of the parts on your own. I'll also go through the primary arpeggios I'm using in it. Okay, so I originally wrote this for the next video I'm going to be doing, which is on an arpeggio drill. And in that drill, I'm basically combining all of the major, minor, and minor flat 5 triads in root and first inversion positions, starting on the 4th string. I liked the solo enough, though I wanted to go ahead and just put it out as its own separate video. Here's a tab for it. I included the names of the arpeggios, I included the picking up top, the fingering down below on it, so you should be able to work your way through it in combination with the video and the tab pretty easily if you want to try some parts of it. Pull out single arpeggios that you like or little runs. Of course, you don't have to learn the whole thing. Then you don't have to play it up to speed either. Take what you like out of it. The main arpeggios I'm using, I'll run through those quick. And these are the ones that will be used in that drill too. It's basically going from the F major shape and C major shapes. So I'm playing a C major up here from that F shape. I'm playing the minor version of it back in A. I'm playing the minor flat 5 coming from B. Now in this song, or the solo that I did, I'm only playing the 1 flat 3 flat 5, but you could go up to the octave or the minor 3rd also if you wanted to. Then off the C type position, if I move that up here to that G, I'm leaving off the root and just playing from the 3rd, so that'd be considered first inversion because I'm not starting on the root. If I start from the 3rd, it's the first inversion. If I start from the 5th, it's the second inversion. So I'm basically playing this shape, which is major, and playing this shape, which is minor, first inversion. In this case, it's from A minor. The other one's from G major. I also play the minor version down here from E minor. In the solo, I don't do the minor flat 5, but I do that in the drill, so you can check that out. Those are primary ones, but then when I decided to do this video separate from the drill, I added some more oddball ones in it. So that's kind of where I kind of start with. So this part was added after that. So I start off just following a C power chord, adding in the major 7th. Now when I do that for the piece, I switch to my first finger because that puts me in a better position for what's coming up next. So I'm always thinking about where I'm coming from or where I'm going when I'm thinking about fingerings. So then this could be considered its own inversion if you wanted to. It's basically a second inversion of a C major 7. I've got the 5 major 3rd root and then 5 major 7 root and major 3rd. So the whole thing could be considered a C major 7. Now the next part, I get one of those kind of oddball ones. This is, if I'm thinking of B as the root, it's a flat 5 and then what would be a major 7th from the B. So it's not seen in key at this point. And then I come and add this one, another one that's really not in key. This one had the A sharp or B flat, and then this one has, I'm starting on the F sharp. This also has, if I'm thinking of this as a root, a major 7th, but a minor 3rd too. So that major 7 or that flat 5 both kind of add tension. So that's what I'm trying to do at this point, is add some tension. Then I come back into A minor, ending, kind of going a little slower and ending on the E note. Then when I sweep back up, rather than sweeping through all of the notes, I just sweep this side. So I get a clean sweep there. And I come back and hit the extra note here on the way back down. Then I go all the way down to this note, which would be the C from A, but it's also, I'm going to then have a C major from that. So Now I could think of this as just A minor into C major, and that's probably the easiest way to think about it. But you could also think of it, if I think of A minor, C is inside A minor. So that's the flat third of A. So if I play a C major and think of it all as still being related to A minor, that would be a flat 3, 5, flat 7. So combine the two together, it makes A minor 7. So I can think of this whole thing as A minor 7, or as A minor and C major. This next one I go into is actually E minor 7, doing 2 notes per string. So it's, if I think of this E note as my root, 1, flat 3, 5, flat 7. Then I go here. Normally I finger it that way. This is just a G7 arpeggio. 1, 3, 5, flat 7. But when I go into the piece, I reach back with the third finger, because that sets me up to do a G major right after that. So basically I'm going to G7 into a G major on that. Now you could, when you come down here, you could just right away go to the second finger and that'd set you up. But I found it a little bit easier to go the first finger like I normally would and add the third finger. Then I'm adding a scale note here, or if you want to think of it in relation to G, it would be the 9th. And I'm going to come down this E minor. But I don't come all the way down to the position we're playing. I just come down here and then I reverse, and then continue to come down in that G shape. Now just like before, E minor, G is the flat third of that. So when I play the G and the E minor together, I could think of the whole thing as an E minor 7, or E minor to G. So G, 9th, E minor, back into G. Now I do something that's a little bit unusual for a lot of people probably. A lot of people when they're doing sweeping, they purposely try and get set up all the time so that they can directly sweep into next without alternate picking between. I sometimes do that, but my main focus is always to figure out what sounds best. Because I all the time will go into alternate picking or economy picking into sweeping. So in this case I actually liked the sound of 2 notes on this instead of 1. But picking wise, then that puts me in the down, up, and instead of being set up to do the sweeping of up, up, it goes down, up, down, up, up. So it kind of pulls me out of the sweep momentarily, but that's okay. I shift forward 3 times on the A, and then continue down the A minor. So straight scale run here, but I leave off this note in the scale run if I'm doing an A minor scale, A natural minor, just so it doesn't sound so scale-like. Then I come back, do a direction change, come back again and add in another arpeggio, this outside key. This is actually the same one we were doing in C, but it's A major. So we're in the key of C major, A minor. So I'm at A major momentarily. Then when I come down here, I slightly pause on that. So when I'm coming through here, and then I slide forward and descend into that B minor flat 5, come back up that B minor flat 5 and reach forward to G, slide forward into the C major. But when I descend the C major, I add some extra notes rather than just coming straight down it. I also slow down. When I add those, you can just think of them as scale notes if you want to, but basically I'm adding the 9th, major 7th. So it's basically making a C major 9 at that point. Okay, so like I said, all of this includes the picking, the fingering I'm using. I'm not doing any pull-offs or hammer-ons in this, so everything is picked. But you could, if you want to, if it makes it easier for you, you'd like the sound better. I'm giving this over to you. You change it however you want. Pull out the little pieces you like. If you're trying to get it down, I'd isolate anything that gives you trouble. That's always the case. It doesn't matter how small it is, even if it's just taking a little piece like that and isolating it, or taking and combining those little pieces together. And the thing I would say to recommend is then take out little pieces like that you maybe like and then improvise with them. Do your own thing, create your own licks from those. That's how you really can use any solo you learn, whether it's something I did or something you pull from a regular song. Okay, so please click like, subscribe, leave comments. Even if the comment is just an emoji, that's fine. It still helps me get more views. Any comments you leave, any questions, I always respond to them if you have a question. So if there's anything you're not sure about, just leave a comment and ask. And you can ask things that you maybe want future videos on too, and that's fine. But so I hope you liked it, and check out the next one, which is a drill that will help you with this too. That basically moves through the whole key, ascending and descending, shifting between some of those primary arpeggios. Okay, thanks for watching.